Now, before we get into this video and they end up killing me, I want to say that I did not sign an NDA and the actors casted and the production title have been publicly announced. All right, let's have some fun. Hey. It's a nice sunny day.
Yeah. It's weird.
This there, I guess in New York.
In LA, this shit is normal.
Oh my God, I bet.
This shit is normal. You look clean though, Brody.
Yo, it's funny, yeah, that I'm wearing this. Hey, I'm somebody, all right? Respect me. I'm getting a little toasty now, I'm not gonna lie.
We got people walking by and shit.
We just walked like 10 miles. Just recording.
Take it back like that. Yeah, all I do is rhyme. All I do is get this money. All I do is grind. Play shows and chill with honeys. All I do is shine. Tour the world, ain't it funny?
You know what I hate? Every day you're watching people just do the same thing every day and they're fine with it. Well, today I'm gonna change your life.
The type to be at dinner, but the bitch still on the phone. Don't know the cost of $1, but know a quarter zone. Charging daddy's credit card, but quick to say she grown. She addicted to the gram like cocaine. Couple of 100,000 likes on the picture, she call it fame. Pulling up in that exotic, she feel like she gotta still be for real.
Where are we going, man? And I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get my license revoked. Cause I'm... Joyride is over.
So for the past 3 videos, we have recorded using one light only, but now we have replaced the disgustingness, and now we have 2!
It feels like I haven't spoken to a camera in so long. That is just so weird. I've just spoke for the past 3 hours, give or take, and now I have to speak to nobody. Ugh. After 4 years on and off of trying to become an extra for a movie, I somehow, some way finally did it. I had made an account with some site over a year ago, and the last time I heard from them was February 2022. So when I got this email Thursday, not gonna lie, I forgot about these people existed and I was confused at who they were. So okay, background as a theater patron. All right, cool, Friday tomorrow, awesome, I'm free. I'm not doing anything, let's sign up. This was about 2 o'clock and about 6 hours later, around 8 o'clock, I get a response that I've been accepted, and at that point I'm thinking, wait, do I really wanna do this? Should I go? I confirmed my availability is on and we're going forward. We're gonna proceed with this. And about an hour later or sometime afterwards, I get the wardrobe notes and it calls for something business casual, you know, a dress shirt, maybe a sweater. And I'm thinking to myself, I have none of those things. I don't have a dress shirt on me at the moment. It's in storage or something. So I go to Walmart around 10 o'clock when they close at 11 and I get this shirt, right? Put a pin on the shirt. I trim my face, we go to sleep, who cares what happens in between, but then I can't sleep, and I go to sleep for about just an hour, right? It's like 3 in the morning. I wake up to 1,000 emails from them that I need to sign some documents, and I signed those documents. And again, I just cannot sleep. In total that night, I slept for maybe 2 to 3 hours. It's like 5:30 in the morning. I have to report there by 7:30. It's like an hour and 20 minutes away, right? It's just recipe for disaster. I wanted to die. We get ready, we leave, we arrive, and I just start speed walking because it's kind of past 7:30. I ended up getting there at 7:35, but again, this is my first time. I have no idea how serious these people are or how lenient this could be or not. It turns out I didn't do anything there for 3 hours. But we're jumping ahead, right? So I check in at about 7:36, right? And I'm in this holding room for extras for, like I said, about 3 hours. And as the time went on, more people piled in and nothing really happened until 11 o'clock. But before I get into that, I need to mention how I sent the link to my 2 cousins, and funny enough, they came late. One arrived about an hour after they were supposed to check in, and the other one was give or take 2 hours. Just know there was a dress code, we had to come prepared, and wardrobe guy are back. They gave me a freaking goofy sweater. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world that they came unprepared, but I had to look down at my phone and just not cringe at what was going on in front of me. So finally, it's like 11 o'clock and I got there around 7:30, but I didn't care. I'm getting paid to sit, you know what I'm saying? And I wish I had amazing memory to remember what position this guy was. He was one of the assistant directors, and his name was Kevin. Cool ass dude. I'll make a comment about him later, right? We're finally brought to set in groups, and I'm just like, finally, I'm on a set. Let's get this started. I'm so excited. This might be a long day. I hope it is. Let's see what happens. I was in a separate group from my cousins, so I'd gotten seated ahead of time from them, and we were directed to sit in certain locations. So I sat with this older gentleman who was pretty cool and telling me some other times he's been on sets and etc. And eventually, like 5 minutes later, I see my cousins walk in, and they're just to my left, which is pretty great. We can just look at each other, you know what I'm saying? After everyone's seated, we get our directions and we get a rundown of what the hell's gonna go on. And eventually, we're just watching. We're in a theater, okay? And we're supposed to be watching this orchestra play. And yo, that was the day. Just watching music and then standing up. I'm not gonna get too specific into it, but honestly, I didn't even sign an NDA, but I'm just not gonna get too much into it, all right? I don't wanna be a rat. But yes, watch the orchestra, act confused, stand up, and walk out. We did that for 11 hours. You know, after a while, we got everything down pat. We know what we're doing. It's whatever. Let's just cut next. After about 40 minutes of just doing the same thing, we get seated to another area where I was able to sit next to my cousins. Now, this was a great time because these guys are clowns. They're more extra than me. I can't. It's something you need to witness to just believe. They're a circus act, as plainly as I can put it. So we start doing the same thing. We watch, we act confused, we stand up, and we get out. But here's the sexy part of this all. As I said, we were in a theater, and once we started shooting, one of the leads would pass our row as we got up to leave. And on our way out, we would cross paths with another freaking lead. And of course, this wouldn't be a juicy story if you didn't know who I was talking about. I can't leave you high and dry. And so the first lead that would pass our way was 𝑪𝑯𝑦𝑔. He was in Nightcrawler, the main villain in Venom 1, and he was in Sound of Metal. He was the actual lead. It's a movie about drumming, and it was really acclaimed. Haven't seen it yet. The second person we would pass on our way out was Sam Worthington, main star of Avatar and voice of Alex Mason from Black Ops, if you're a gamer. So needless to say, I was pretty damn familiar with these people prior. Some people didn't. After like another half hour of doing these takes, they start removing people by the 10th. So they would count to 10. If you were 10, you got moved elsewhere. And lo and behold, me and my cousins, we were praying that we weren't picked, but it was my cousin, and me, and then the boy in the middle, he got plucked and sacrificed. Now, it did suck for him, but it was a little funny that he was the one who had to get cursed like that. My other cousin and I, we remained there for most of the day, and dude, just every time we did the take, we would pass the two actors, and even a third one, who I wasn't really familiar with, probably someone, I don't want to say not famous, but there was another actor we would pass all the time. So in total, we were passing 3 people, and it just felt, it was cool to be there, you know, in the moment, like, holy shit, this is a movie being created. There were infinite takes where we would pass the leads every time, so even if it's just the backside of hair, or even for a quick flash of the face, I know I'm in it. The fibers of my organism have to make the cut. Eventually 3:30 hits and we get to go to lunch, which was pretty nice. There was catering, but the union members, they got some other lunch. They're too fancy for us peasants. So yeah, we got lunch. It was pretty great. At the end of the meal, I was able to destroy these 2 brownies and 2 cookies, which I didn't even want by the end of it because I was too stuffed. You know, I finally go to the bathroom because I need to, and I have to see what I look like. They gave me this god-darn sweater, and I haven't been able to see myself properly for the whole day. So I go look, and well, you can see my face. What is this nerd ass? When I finish up that portion, I just hang out about near the set because I'm ready. I was off 3 hours of sleep, maybe 22 hours without eating, and that just rejuvenated me. I was full of life. I wanted to get back on the set. You see me bopping right now. There must have been about another 20 minutes or so before we actually went on to set. I was just too damn eager. So we go back in, we do the same thing. We watch forward, we act confused, what the hell's going on? We walk, we stand, we do everything. Then we get moved and we get moved. And maybe we got moved about 10 times during the whole day. But for the main portion of the scenes, we were crossing paths with the 2 leads. That was the bulk of it. And it was just so impressive to see the crew communicate with each other. There were just people everywhere. They had the little headsets, microphones, walkie-talkie nonsenses. And yo, this was a set where they didn't even use the clapper boards to mark the scenes. They just said rolling. Everyone said roll. You got rolling. Everyone's rolling in mud. And then action, because they had like 5 cameras up at once, which was so fucking cool. Throughout the day, we end up talking to other people, and like I said earlier, there were a lot of older people there, which surprised me, and a lot of them have stories about how they've been on other sets, so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. I was at this place last night, and I came to this one. Someone was actually doing multiple days back-to-back, and they hadn't slept in 30 hours. One woman behind us who said she was on the set of Joker for a few days. Towards the end of the night, we ended up talking to this older gentleman who was seasoned in the game of sets and background work and all that. And it's always nice to have a discussion and a conversation with someone who has experience in any field, I guess you could really say. And it was nice to hear what stories he had, and he ended up giving us some advice, and hopefully we can execute that. But yo, my man Kevin, one of the assistant directors I had mentioned earlier, that man's face was gone by maybe halfway through it. By like 5 o'clock, Kevin wasn't there anymore. There was just some dude walking. That man's face was so tired, and I can only imagine how long they've been on set for. Because if I got there at 7:35 and he's already there, and they have been shooting for multiple days already, back to back, when is he sleeping? When is anybody sleeping? A lot of the people on the crew for this production were pretty cool actually, and it was just a great environment to be on, or in. There is another notable third lead here, which I didn't see too much. Really, it's Lily James. She was in Cinderella, Mamma Mia, and this one show I've wanted to see since it came out, Pam and Tommy on Hulu, alongside Sebastian Stan. She was seated in the row in front of us, all the way to the left, and the people around her they got a little conversation with her, especially the person sitting right next to her in the audience. I was like, damn, man, that would have been a little cool. And now that I've mentioned all three of the leads, yo, the fact that they are just humans, they're just people, really hits home. Because you look at them and then, okay, there he is. Like, yes, I was still amazed. I was still geeking to be around Riz and Sam, but honestly, they're just people. I can't stress that enough. As for the rest of the background people, yeah, there were a lot of cool ones in there, but some of them were obnoxious. They would tell us to reset, meaning to go back to positions, sitting down quietly. Like, they would make a point. Background, we were sitting quietly, but a lot of people would just stay talking and chattering. It felt like I was in a school cafeteria, or I was practicing the graduation routine for my high school graduation. People would not shut up. And I understand that maybe people have been doing this for years. They've probably been on hundreds of sets, and this is just another freaking check to them. And in fact, some people were there just for the money. But with any professional setting, be professional. Yes, it was my first time being there, and I do love movies. I have a brain. Who cares that I like movies? This thing works. We were being paid for 10 hours, and anything after that was overtime. And I kept looking at the clock, and I was hoping we would go to overtime just so I could cash in a few more dollars for this one day. And we ended up going 4 hours overboard. Mind you, I got there at 7:35. I started driving at 6, and we wrapped up at 9:30. I was so dead. I had an opportunity to go back the following day, but at the end of the day, I just declined because I just needed my rest. But during the following day, and even right now, half of me just wishes I went because it was such a great time. I cannot stress that enough. Even though I had been up for ages and we were on set for 14 hours doing the most repetitive things ever, once we left the building, I was in an amazing, ecstatic, awesome ass mood, and I was high and full of life. I don't care if I was around some unprofessional people, if I was around some weirdos. This shit is something I've been wanting to experience so much for the past 4 years, and more so recently that I started talking about movies on YouTube, and it's come true, and I'm so grateful for it. I'll always remember this because I have photos. The funny thing, when I went for wardrobe, they looked at me and asked, "Are you new to this?" And I was like, yeah. And they told me white was not good for the camera. So they gave me that sweater. If I were to do anything differently now, I would just go in something else, because like I said, I got this shirt very last minute and I wanted something black or gray or dark blue. And guess what? I'm recording this in the white shirt that's bad for camera. So guess what? Yeah, I'm the star of my own show. I may have been an extra there, but this is me. I get the checks. Your reward for sticking around so long is knowing the name of the movie. It's Relay, and it probably comes out in 2024. I think that's all from me today. We did a no script video and it turned out pretty good, I think, I hope. And as always, remember, what do I say? Love what you like and keep cherishing everything. I actually thought of this new slogan earlier. It goes, commentate with passion. Damn, I forgot it. Yeah, it goes commentating with genuine passion. You know why? Because I'm overtaking these robotic AI ass, neutral ass white guys that just talk like this when talking about media. Like, I just have no soul. I have nothing. I have no spirit. I just came from the factory the other day. I haven't had time to just... Since we're on the topic of sets and background work and everything, let me just expose what setup this is right here. I'm in an attic recording I'm in an attic, and that's why it's steaming hot, and I had to bounce out from my last video. Yeah, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you a full lights off. Bam, there we go. And of course, I use Apple headphones and another iPhone to record my audio. And that's it. See you in the next one.